everybody. I mean, whenever you think that this week's going to be dull, nothing really is going to be happening in the world, I mean, it's really the gift that keeps on giving.
I was just thinking about Thanksgiving, and then all this stuff started going on. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Distracted.
I'm just going to start off with this. I mean, as a man, seeing this, I don't know. I just feel like I can do anything in the world. I really do. Seeing this.
You can.
I mean,
You got to believe in yourself.
I do. Especially after this, that Kim Kardashian is GQ's Man of the Year. Yes, I said Kim Kardashian is GQ's Man of the Year.
She does look good in a suit.
She does. Couple things. One, I'm going to say this. At least when Bruce Jenner won Woman of the Year, who's that fucking swimmer chick? The Thomas chick?
Oh, Leah Thomas.
Leah Thomas. I think she won some shit, whatever.
Bunch of awards.
Yeah, I think she won Woman
racing.
of the Year, too.
Oh, those awards. I thought you meant like the actual medals.
Whatever.
From destroying the competition.
Yeah. Here's the thing. At least they give the appearance that they're a woman, right? And at least Caitlyn Jenner changed her name from Bruce. Okay?
Right. They at least appropriated the opposite sex.
Right. There was an attempt. Right. Kim Kardashian is still Kim Kardashian. I think she still identifies as a female. I don't know that for sure, but I think she still does.
I mean, if she's Man of the Year, then apparently I am as gay as a $3 bill.
Really?
It's finally happened.
I would really like to see a guy like a Mark Wahlberg or like a guy with a really, Duncan Trussell. I think that's his name.
I know the name.
From Joe Rogan. He's got like a big burly beard. I want him to be on like the Woman of the Year whatever magazine represents that. That's what I want.
Just put Undertaker on there.
I don't understand the whole baggy suit thing. Like
girl boss, bro.
Sure. Here's what really threw me off is the Cheetos thing. I don't understand how is that in the mix?
I'm lost here.
She's holding a bag of Cheetos in the picture. Have you seen the picture?
Oh, I did have.
She's got a baggy suit like she was just in the rain. She's like all wet.
Yeah.
She has a bag of Cheetos, puffed by the way,
they're puffed.
Which is offensive.
She is sucking that thumb.
I don't.
She is sucking the dust off that thumb.
Like.
I mean, Man of the Year.
Why the Cheetos? Like what is that supposed to represent? Like us men are like
Cheetos.
Fucking lazy and we just eat fucking Cheetos. I don't know. I don't get the Cheetos. I would like it better if it was Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
She just likes Cheetos.
No. Why are you defending her?
I'm sorry.
Why are you defending her?
I don't know. I'm just speculating.
So, I did a little research. I'm like, okay, why are we putting her in the GQ's Man of the Year?
Right.
Why?
We have to make it relevant.
Well, apparently she makes Skims, like Spanx. That's her thing.
Oh,
but apparently now, Skims. It's the official underwear for the NBA, for the men. So if you really want to tuck your shit in and really get some aerodynamic in, get a pair of Skims. So I guess with that deal going through, GQ decided Man of the Year right there.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know.
Am I being insensitive?
You're not being insensitive.
I being like mean to the women community, to be a Man of the Year?
No, you're not. I did look through a lot of comments because I found out about it by people posting yesterday all about it, being like, this is getting ridiculous now. Like nobody's like I'm waiting to see the Nobel Peace Prize being given to a dictator pretty soon. Like this is where we're heading.
I think
it's opposite world.
Jim Con-un,
if
that's his name. I really don't care. He should get the Nobel Peace Prize.
Certainly.
I mean, he is amazing. But you're right. This constant pandering. It's we started with the trans stuff. Whatever. God bless you. Now we're just like, women can be men can be what you can be whatever you want at any given moment. And it's like, why?
Look,
Why just enough?
yeah.
And now for people like me who genuinely don't care about GQ, don't follow them, don't really give a fuck about Kim Kardashian because I mean that Kardashian family is just a whole fucking. I mean, they started the whole OnlyFans trend before OnlyFans was a thing. I mean, that's how they became successful, right? And they used men to their advantage and
You see
whatever.
what happens to all those guys that come in contact with them.
Right.
Like,
I
I'm
mean,
looking
look
at
at
you, Travis Barker. You're next, man.
Look at Kanye. He literally lost his mind after dating Kim. I'm just saying. So, and now someone like me is just like is starting to just have like hate because it's just like it's so annoying now and it's just so in your face and it's a constant thing that you're making me not like you on purpose because of this shit because it's just an agenda based. Let's make fun of common sense. Let's make fun of genders and all this other shit. It's like, when does it stop?
You kind of answered your own question in that sense. Like, to quote Elvis Presley, the truth is a lot like the sun. You can block it out for a while, but it's not going away until it explodes. But that is kind of what they're doing. Like how you said, I don't give a fuck about GQ. I don't look at it. I don't care. I'd say that's the majority of people. So now we can be relevant by making something just outlandish, and people are going to talk about it. People are going to share it. Look at us right now. It's a prime example of how they do it. So, in a way, like the Grateful Dead did this well. They never did anti-war songs like during the Vietnam era or anything like that. Never did it. And when asked why, Jerry Garcia said that just we don't give it energy. That's not what we're about, so we're not going to give it any energy. So I get like what you mean. You're starting to feel hate towards something because you don't like it and it's being plastered up, all over the place. But it's like if you can it's tough. It's just practice. Just look at it and be like, roll your eyes and just keep going.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like.
Or don't even look at it.
I'm not saying like I'm losing sleep over it, but yeah.
You just said you're starting to feel hate, and it's like if you're gonna start.
No, I think hate's a strong word. It's
I
just,
do too.
I'd say more just irritated and just like.
Then the eye roll's appropriate.
Right, and it's just like we're just this incompetent and this idiotic to be like, yeah, this is perfectly fine. A woman wins Man of the Year.
Of course.
Like, again, at least Caitlyn Jenner made an attempt.
Well,
like
it's weird too that it's the same family.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that happening? I don't know either.
I don't know, but and again, to your point, okay, GQ does it because people talking about it, it's making news, but it's gonna bite you in the ass. I mean, look at Bud Light. They tried to be. We're gonna put Dylan Mulvaney on all of our cans and pander to the trans community because that's what's hot right now. And you got fucked.
Well, I mean,
you got burned. You're like for real. And I don't know if they'll ever recover. No,
they are recovering. They just partnered with UFC, and to be quite honest, now I'm looking at it. They gave Dylan one can. They didn't sell cans with his face at the store. They made those cans apparently for a bunch of different celebrities that we didn't hear about because that was the one they wanted to focus on. And then, it just turned into an entire mess. But they're actually doing fine.
Yeah.
They're doing fine. They're sponsoring all kinds of things now.
Right.
So Kid Rock can shoot at those bottles all he wants to, but it really hasn't done anything because the sad truth is people still want what they want. And whether it's UFC, even if they still refuse to drink Bud Light, well, guess what? If you like UFC, guess who's partnered with them now? And guess who's proud of that partnership? Both of them. Publicly. So, joke's on all of us, really, at that point, because the money is always going to be the deciding factor in the end of it. Even if we attempt a boycott, at this stage of the game, it's so tilted to one side that doesn't even work.
Yeah, but it's just like we're just gonna.
I know.
Give up.
I know.
It's just whatever.
Maybe not. Don't give up. Just stick with your conviction.
But play along. Like, Kim Kardashian, Man of the Year.
Nope.
Like,
no, not whatsoever. Don't play along.
Listen,
she is not a man, And I refuse to acknowledge that she would be man of the year because she's not a man. You're just somebody who has so much influence, and combine that with wanting to sell subscriptions because who the fuck's reading GQ? So let's do this, and here we go.
I think what I'm more puzzled by more than the fact that Kim Kardashian won Man of the Year is the Cheetos thing. Like why?
We'll have to look into that.
Like I've never seen a successful man or woman when they're posing in business magazines or GQ or anything like that have a bag of Cheetos, a thing of Oreo. Like I've never seen that. Especially Puffs of all things. Like
All right, the ones that really get in your teeth.
right. I'm like, why? Like, I feel like you're just taking a jab at dudes too. Like, I don't know. I'm overthinking it, but I'm just like, that's where we're at.
Yeah. Times are changing. Times are changing. Well, I read something when I woke up this morning that I had to continue looking for because I didn't believe it when I first read it. It was a statement issued by Snoop Dogg. I have it right here, actually. He announces he's quitting smoking.
What, weed?
Apparently, after much consideration and conversation with my family, I've decided to give up smoke. Please respect my privacy at this time. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg. Drug.
Quitting weed? What is wrong with
All
you?
right. Couple things here.
I think you're being vague.
Right.
I think there's something.
That's what's being said. I don't like this statement for a multitude of reasons. How vague it is. So, of course, now a lot of people want to speculate, is it a health problem kind of thing? Because smoke of any kind is not good for you.
Right.
Then the other half of it, I'm like, please respect my privacy at this time. Okay, this wasn't like some sort of scandal that broke out or paparazzi popped you or something like that. You issued this statement kind of randomly overnight. I didn't wake up this morning going, man, I wonder if Snoop Dogg still smokes weed. I don't think any of us were. I don't think we had any question about that whatsoever in our mind.
It's pretty well known. Like,
right. So he's just coming out and saying that. Now, please respect my privacy. What? That's like people that I have friends with on Facebook do this a lot. It's a very vague, just, God, I have the worst luck. That'll be their post. I'm sure we can all relate in some degree if you're on social media. So then that's just them casting out.
seeking attention.
Right. Come on. And then there's always a couple of doofuses just bobbing around going, oh, what's wrong? And we're off to the races. Here we fucking go. And then the very next day, they'll post a meme or make another post about like, there's only one business people need to mind, and that's their own kind of thing. It's like, dude, you're using social media as your own private journal, but it's public.
Right.
You know what you're doing. So then this makes me think, respect my privacy. Like, you're making us talk about it.
Right.
So I'm thinking it's a marketing ploy. I think, and I'm not, some people were questioning whether it might be vapes. I think it's going to be a line of edibles. Look how close he is with Martha Stewart. When I start to piece that together.
He's going to quit smoking, but then do edibles or
pill.
We're going to make pills,
Right,
Snoop
a capsule,
Dogg pills, whatever.
Something like that, or gummies. He's going to get into that kind of a game with Martha. That's my assumption anyway, because if you want to say it's the health issues and people want to start breaking that stuff down, I got news for you. Willie Nelson's sitting in the corner going, I got no problem over here. I'm in my 90s.
Yeah, again, it's like, obviously if you overdo too much of anything, it could be bad. And look, some people can, like Snoop Dogg, multi-millionaire, successful rapper, businessman, all this shit, smoking weed. But, actor.
Everything.
But some people, smoke weed and they're super lazy. They sit in their room all day. They're not.
That typical, yeah.
Right, so.
The stereotype.
It's like drinking. Like, not everyone's a mean drunk. Some people are funny drunk. Some people are quiet. Some people, whatever. Like, there's different variations. So it's not like, you're guaranteed if you smoke weed, you're going to be this.
Right.
That's not true. Some people, they use it purely for pain or to sleep, or there's different things. So there's that.
You're just having a trip to the store, man.
Right. So, but again, it's like, the lesser two evils. It's like I'd rather have people smoke weed than drink, because last
Same.
time I checked, I haven't seen a person smoke a blunt and go kill somebody in a car. Haven't seen somebody smoke and then go beat up their girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever whatever you're
Right.
into. I haven't seen that.
Get
I haven't
pissed
seen
off.
someone have a cardiac arrest because they smoked too many blunts. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. And speaking of which, he has a guy that his job was to be his blunt roller. So I'm
Right.
kind of wondering what he's up to now. Whether
What-
he's still employed with him or whether
I'm sure he's got enough money.
Right,
Just
he's
like
the baker.
just like Steve Harvey had a guy for years that was his personal barber when Steve Harvey had hair.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm like, that's the easiest fucking job in the world next to being the bassist for
Right?
AC/DC.
No, yeah, no. So I'm
Shit.
sure he's got money and shit, but. Again, it could be a marketing ploy.
I think it
and
is.
he's still smoking and the thing.
Well,
but
even if he's not, it's like I'm going to switch to edibles kind
Right.
of thing because, like, smoking technically isn't good for you. And because he's only like 52, 54, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Willie's in his 90s. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on.
I haven't seen anyone OD from fucking weed.
No.
No.
No,
I
and
haven't
anyone that wants to make that argument, it's a toxicology report that has a multitude of, narcotics in their system.
Right.
And weed just happen to also pop up.
I
So they're
haven't-
like, oh, that counts.
I haven't seen anybody face down in a jacuzzi or a bathtub because they smoked too much weed or took too many edibles. Just saying. I haven't seen that. Call me crazy. Just saying. I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah.
But, and again, with like the whole, that's why I never got into the social media and shit. Like, this is really like, you personally, like, I don't touch the social media on our show page. Like, I just don't. I've never been into it. That's just not me. I'm nothing special, and nor do I like sharing really anything, about my life. Like, I mean, obviously for show purposes, I will, because, whatever, could
Right,
help
to be
people
a-
out,
right.
whatever. But, that's just not me. Nor am I gonna follow what other fucking people are doing.
Right. But I'm going to explain myself. I'm not going to just post a vague thing and have people asking questions about it and then not getting back to
Because
me.
you're just,
You know what I mean?
it's like a mutual friend that we had that for years would post depressing stuff about life or
Jobs,
relationships, whatever,
just
and it's like,
fuck.
and then even when you seek a solution, it's just we're just down this dark path, and it's just like, bro,
Yeah.
like,
They're the same people, and there's a trend, and you guys might know what this. It's cringy as fuck. You guys might be aware of it, where someone will post. It could be male or female, but it'll just have an image in the background of like Heath Ledger as the Joker, or like Harley Quinn, or something like that. And it'll be that generic fucking garbage quote that's like, "I know what I bring to the table, so rest assured, I'm comfortable eating alone." I'm like, great. Like, you're so brooding and deep. Like, we're all just blown away. Like, thank you so much, Confucius. You've touched me deeply. Get fucked.
Yeah.
Nobody, it's cringy. It's a bad look. I'm assuming you're hammered at 2 a.m, sad as fuck, posting shit like this.
Yeah.
That's what goes through my head. So if that's the look you want to give off, keep doing it. I mean, keep it up.
And we were just talking about this too before the show of I'm over this, all these females with quotes or whatever of just, where are all the good guys at? Like, there's no good men in the world. It's like, no, bitch, there is. You're just so into yourself, and you're just like, you have a specific type that you're for no matter the reason, you are not changing anything, and that's a you problem, because us men, we're fucking flexible. Well, yeah. We have phases, but fuck it. We'll give anything a try, right? I mean, we're not fucking prejudiced. We're just like,
No, we're letting Kim be man of the year, apparently.
Exactly.
So.
We'll let you think and believe and do whatever you want. Just give us some fucking ass, and we're cool, dude. It's really simple. But you're just, these women are so into themselves, and no matter how much baggage they have, they think that they're not the problem. It's us. It's men. Now, granted, there are a lot of bad dudes out there. There really is. But again, it's like good dudes are out there, and guarantee
They
you,
know the
and
difference.
guarantee you, you're exposed to them. But no, the good dudes are in your friend zone. Those are the good dudes.
That's
We
the
don't,
just in
we
case
don't want the
file.
friend zone
Yeah.
guys. We want the bad boys. We want the fucking X. That's
He's
what
got
we want.
tattoos on his face. Sign me up. Here we
Exactly.
go.
Oh, already has 3 kids
do.
with 3 different baby daddies. That's the one for me, baby.
They post memes
I just
like
don't know
that.
where all the good guys are at, man. I really don't. Get the fuck
it.
out of here.
Fuck it.
I mean, for what are you looking for? A pity party? Like, what are
Yes.
what are you
Yes.
looking for? Are you looking for men to just send you DMs like I'm the guy you're looking for?
Yeah. That's the same thing that guys are doing when they post shit like that on social media. It's like I said, we're just casting out to see what other chick right now might be feeling kind of sad and lonely because she'll latch on to that for a minute, and then they do it.
I know they do, but let me tell you something, men. Listen, this is a public service announcement right here. Listen, I'm nothing special, but you got to have some fucking standards, and and I'm only saying this from experience. You have to go through hard breakups, hard times, to understand that when you get to a certain age or a certain point, it's you know what I'm gonna do me, and along the way if someone comes along, whatever, cool. Other than that, I'm sorry, ladies. If they're willing, just fuck them. That's it.
Right. That's where I'm at because I'm building myself, and I am down
It's
to
a distraction.
build with someone.
It's a distraction.
But I'm not even going to fuck them all.
Right.
No, I'm not even. I'm inviting that around because that just creates more problems.
I have never seen in my life women with so much baggage and like little drive, little aspirations, like think that they're like fucking Kim Kardashian.
They
Like
deserve to be on that cover.
it is amazing. And I'm just like, we are really in a fucking upside down world. I mean, we really are. And of course, men are gonna fuck. Men are always gonna simp to every woman. I mean, we see like with Amaranth and all these other people, they will. That's why all these women are making millions of dollars on OnlyFans. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a shame, but at the end of the day, men dictate. You know, they set the bar. The men do. And I'm going to be honest with you. And men listen to this. If a woman really wants you, she's going to change to keep you.
And vice versa.
To an extent, yes.
I mean,
To an extent, you'll
it's a
change
two-way
some
street.
No, you'll change some habits, but you're not going to change. You might have in the past, but you're not going to change who you are. You might improve yourself.
Right.
You might change some bad habits.
That's what I mean.
But you're not going to change your core values on what you like as a
no,
person.
okay. I'm sorry.
To keep her.
It's just the way it sounded because it's like I don't know, like.
Yeah, you listen. You got to go deeper with me.
Okay.
I'm just base level. This isn't fucking Dr. Phil. I'm not. This isn't. I'm not going to go deep into.
But I do get what you mean. Like these chicks show up with so much baggage and they think they're getting on the plane. It's like, no.
It's like
No, you got to check that, and guess what? It's way over the weight limit right now.
I mean, listen. You saw that list, the top 28 first worst states. Number 1 was the cheesecake. Really, bitch?
That's not good enough for you.
Really,
Yeah.
bitch?
I'm gonna have to.
That's the number 1 worst state. Oh.
You have a nice evening, though.
Okay.
See ya.
You have lost your fucking mind.
Well, and it's funny that you mentioned that because I guess speaking of celebrities, Billie Eilish was quoted. I think it was Vanity Fair in some interview there about how
She was Man of the Year too.
No, about basically. God, this is gonna get your blood boiling. I'm sorry I have to do this to you, Will.
She's another one that I saw in a little short that she said all men are trash, and
That's
I'm like,
kind of along the lines of where this might be going because she was basically saying how men don't face criticism about their bodies because girls are nice. The quote in question, nobody ever says a thing about men's bodies. If you're muscular, cool. If you're not, cool. If you're rail thin, cool. If you have a dad bod, cool. If you're pudgy, love it. Everybody's happy with it. You know why? Because girls are nice. They don't give a fuck because we see people for who they are.
that is wrong.
Wow.
That is so wrong.
Wow.
Bro,
Tell me you live in a fucking privileged bubble without telling me you live in a privileged bubble.
What's the number one thing women look for in dudes? Height. Height is their number one thing, and they are judgmental to each other, to everything.
Right. That's where that starts too, because, and this is embarrassing. Mind you, this was like circa 2012, 2013. This was like 10 plus years ago. I mentioned to one of my exes that I thought Amy Schumer was pretty hot. At the time, not funny. I would have gone for it, right? Kind of thing. Right. But here's someone who's, I guess, to women, just sort of like a average kind of chick looking thing. You wouldn't believe how threatened she got by this. How angry she would become every time Amy Schumer was on a commercial on Comedy Central or when that movie came out with her and Goldie Hawn getting kidnapped in South America. Oh, here we go with the... Right. We start cutting her down immediately. She's not even a fucking model-looking bitch.
Right.
Or a porn star-looking kind of girl. And we're cutting her down already. So you want to sit there and say girls are nice. They cut each other down horribly. And then to sit there and say that they don't judge men for how they look is, a bold-faced lie. Because, and you could see, like, Keanu Reeves, for example, there was a picture of him floating around where he was a little bloated and out of shape.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel, the same thing.
Right.
And we're just making fun of it. Wow, times are tough for this person over here. And we're just celebrating Lizzo's 350-pound life in the other corner and how brave she is and how stunning and beautiful. And it's like, are we really?
Right.
We're...
All you have to do is this: call
it for what it is on both sides.
Call them out for their bullshit. If women are really going to play that game, Andrew Schultz says it's best. Start comparing them to Lizzo. If they think Lizzo is so beautiful, just start saying, you know what, you are just as beautiful as Lizzo.
Yeah, watch them flip the fuck out real quick.
But you're not judgmental, right? Why the fuck do you care? Women are. That's all. Women, us men, right? For the most part, really don't ask or require much from a female. We'll date a fucking McDonald's worker. We really only ask for if you're fucking loyal, if you throw some ass almost every day, and just
you're a friend
and just support.
Yeah.
Just support, man. That's fucking it. Women, how much do you make? Height, weight, color eyes.
What do you drive?
What do you drive?
Does he drive?
What do you do for work? What do you do for a living? What college degree? 10 fucking prerequisites, like, before they even think about fucking talking to you. How's his teeth? How's his, hair? Whatever the fuck. Like, I mean, honestly, like, Chris Farley, if he wasn't fucking rich or famous, you think he's getting as much ass as fucking Lizzo? No. There is a double standard. Life is not fucking fair.
Yeah.
And the reality is that, if you're fucking fat, but you're not making money, guess what? You're not going to get much attention from women. Women, it doesn't matter. You could be a fucking homeless woman, and you're always going to get fucking...
Which you rarely see, by the way.
But you're going to get attention. Some man. It doesn't matter how fucking... Lizzo, I'm sure she's getting fucking dick.
Oh, yeah.
It's just reality. But think of...
There's even a category on porn sites for BBW.
Right.
Like, you're a fetish even if you find yourself conventionally unattractive by societal standards.
Dudes aren't making the same amount of money as women on
OnlyFans.
Right. It's just non-reality.
Right.
Women are based on, why if you're so unjudgmental, then why do you wear all this makeup, all this designer shit, all these fake hairs, eyebrow, all this shit?
The lashes are weird
I
too.
mean,
sometimes I think they're going to reach out and strangle me. They're like fucking helicopter blades coming off the side.
Just call it for what it is, man. Like, and it's nothing wrong. That's your personal thing. If you have all these standards, then embrace it. But don't fucking come back at me as, men are the real problem. No. And there's bad
There are judgmental men. There's judgmental...
Of course
right,
there is, dude. Like, many men would not fuck Lizzo.
Right.
But...
But they're just out here putting blanket statements over, a generalized thing, and it's like, really, you can't just come out and say shit like that.
Of course, Billie Eilish can make those statements because she's never going to have a problem finding a dude. Never gonna have a problem. She can blow up she can gain another 100, 150 pounds. She's never gonna find an issue.
Right, and she might have had issues in the past of being judged.
Yeah,
we all have.
When she
We
was a
all
nobody.
have,
When
right.
she was a nobody.
Even when she was up and coming, I'm sure it wasn't great, kind of a thing. Because I'm sure there were guys that found her attractive. She's pretty well endowed in the chest area, if I can mention that. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm sure there were guys that had girlfriends. They have a celebrity crush. That gets, the cat's out of the bag. Same thing with the Amy Schumer issue that I was having. Like, now all of a sudden, we don't like this person and we're cutting them down and everything like that. So, yeah, she was probably getting shamed online from a bunch of women that were upset because they were jealous. Mark Norman does a great joke about that where he mentions, he's like, I was with a chick and I saw this, hot looking girl on TV. I was like, hey, she's hot. And she's like, hey, that's not nice. Don't objectify her. What about, what her accomplishments and her work ethic? And he goes, okay. So then I was talking to her about my coworker who happened to be a female. And she said, what does she look like? I was like, whoa, hey, let's talk about her accomplishments and her work ethic. Right. You just don't fucking see. It blows my mind. It's clown world. Yeah. It's clown world everywhere you look.
Think about this. Women are always asking you, they want to know about your exes, about your past relationships, right? Do we really give a fuck what dude they were fucking?
How much?
Not really.
I do. That bothers me. It bothers me.
Well,
I got to see some.
Well,
that's
no,
me.
but I'm saying you're not going to ask though.
I don't want to know.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Please God, no.
Exactly. Right.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to know.
But they want to know. They want to know.
They
They want first names, last names. They want to see what social media because they want to fucking compare.
Yeah.
They want to compare. They want to see what you've been with. Are they the hottest they've ever been with?
Right. Am I? In their minds, they're wondering if they're an upgrade or a downgrade.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to know.
It's all mind fuck, man. This is what it is. It's a big fucking game, and you know what? Fuck it, man. It's not worth it. Yeah. It's not worth the aggravation. It's not worth the time and money for what? Like, what are you bringing to the table? I don't give a fuck how hard,
That's why I get happy when I find out people actually made it. They got engaged. They're getting married. They just got married.
Yeah.
I love love. People think that because I choose to be single that it's something of anti-relationship. That's not the case.
No.
I love seeing people make it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful because out of all of the odds, you fought, and it might not last forever, but you're still doing it together. Somehow your lives, the way they've inextricably woven themselves, have brought you two together, and you're doing it together. It's terrifying. So, fucking thumbs up for y'all.
Yeah. Well, moving change of scenery here. One gentleman who really should be the GQ Man of the Year, Hunter Biden. Because honestly, he's...
The money he's made, he's a fucking pimp daddy,
he's a fucking rock star, dude.
Got a party with Hunter.
Yeah. The FBI released the famous pictures of the cocaine that they found at the White House. And,
Pictures?
Yeah, pictures.
Just like bags of white powder?
Well, no, like a little standard bag that cocaine comes in a locker.
Okay.
Magically, there's no fingerprints on it whatsoever, which is crazy. We just,
It was planted evidence, man.
I don't know. I will say when it came out, I'm just like, it kind of looked fake because it was a pretty decent sized locker, and the only thing that was in it was like a little bag of coke, and I'm like, okay. Two, then they go, yeah, we did forensic evidence. There's no fingerprints whatsoever. So I'm like, so someone snuck in the White House with gloves, placed it in Hunter Biden's locker, allegedly. We don't really know, but it's not his. Yeah, that's it.
Just a big ass empty locker, except for one little bag.
Yeah.
I had all my documents. I just couldn't fit it in my pocket.
To me, it's like a fake transparency thing. It's like, hey, listen, we investigated this. And we found nothing, but it was a big deal, and we did everything we could. And I'm just like, does it really?
Same old song and dance. It sounds like.
But does it really change?
Right, if it was coke and it was his, does that really? We all think it is. Yeah.
Okay, listen. There's only one guy in the White House that we know does coke, who's posted pictures of doing coke and crack and all this other shit, who's been to jail because of drugs and shit. No, can't. We don't know who it is.
Like that comparison I made when I was in high school, when I was living at home before I got kicked out, was like if
Yeah.
you found a bag of weed in the house, there was no question of whose it was.
Right.
There's no like, oh, we have to fucking figure out, which one. No.
Right.
They knew exactly who to go to, and I had to sit there and go, fuck.
Yeah. To, I look at it as the FBI is just in their own little way trying to get rid of like whatever backlash that they had for over the years.
They're closing the case.
They're just
right,
like,
this is it.
Hey,
this is
hey,
it.
listen, we're doing our jobs here, and listen, whether it's NASCAR and they got nooses hanging in the garage, or if it's Hunter Biden and alleged coke, in a cubby, we are going to do some investigation. We don't care who it is, or Justin Smollett, getting fucking, kidnapped, at 3 a.m. in Chicago, getting a Subway sandwich. Listen, the FBI is going to solve all the cases,
and they're going to know about people weeks, months in advance. Oh, they already do. That's right. They already do.
Yeah, man. If only they could stop school shootings, man. It's
crazy,
man. I don't know. I'm so it's such a laugh in our faces. It's such a joke. I'm kind of just over it. I really don't care if there was a video of him fucking doing a key bump before he went on Air Force One. Like, does that change anything?
That's gangster.
But I'm just saying, like, I will say this, though, in full transparency. I will say this. If the Trumps was in it, oh, my God. CNN, nonstop. What do you mean there's no fingerprints? It's got to be Don Jr. It's got to be Ivanka Trump's. It's got to be one of them.
I would
it's
say
probably
it would probably be Don Jr. if it was any of them.
You know what? It's probably Melania snoring it off his dick.
Or that.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, nonstop news. We're just like, the acceptance is really just troubling. That's what it really is. Just the acceptance, like, no big deal, whatever. Hey, blue no matter who. Just like, what? I mean, really? It's just a shit show. That's what I'm saying. You don't see the shit going on in Russia and China. Just saying. Oh, you do, and you see how that's going.
Let's stamp that out real quick, and you will disappear.
Yeah, they'll just straight up kill you. Here, we'll just cancel you. We'll just take your Twitter away.
It's for a little bit.
Whatever.
You'll come back.
Whatever.
Redemption. Everyone loves a redemption story.
Not real. Not really.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Only with sports,
Yeah.
The last great redemption story was Michael Vick coming back from, dogfighting. That was
wasn't even that great either. Well,
it kind of was. It was him and Philly was kind of nice.
Well, speaking of sports, I know you're not the biggest hockey fan, but there was a story, and it was a couple weeks ago that I saw the video clip of it, and I can't tell if this was like overseas or if this is like a minor league thing. Someone's going to have to check me on that. But what I saw was some player was trying to run interference, and he left his feet. And in doing so, the blade of his skate basically sliced the throat of another player who was carted off and then pronounced dead at the hospital. And they have now brought up charges against the player that threw the leg, manslaughter charges, to be specific. So there's a lot of debate about whether or not it's intentional, whether, a lot of people were race baiting at first because
it was black versus white.
Black versus white, right. So
it's crazy. I didn't see any white people rioting for that.
Man's been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter following the death of Nottingham Panthers player Adam Johnson. Mr. Johnson was seriously injured during a game between Nottingham Panthers and Sheffield Steelers and was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Post-mortem examination confirmed he died as a result of a fatal neck injury. Now, when I watched this clip, and then finding out that the offending player has a history of dirty hits and kind of being a goon on the ice, I feel like he was out there to hurt this guy, seriously.
But to kill him?
No.
Was there personal beef between them two in the past?
I don't know if there was in the past, but I'll tell you what, after a couple of periods during a game, you start to remember somebody's number if they've been roughing you up a little bit too much and you're starting to get kind of pissed off. So you'll find him again. Because he's skating alongside another forward, and Johnson, who's got the puck, is basically trying to dipsy-doodle around them, and in doing so, he drops back and then lifts the left leg. Look, when you leave your feet in hockey, you're wrong already, automatically. Like in any kind of penalty, like you're going to be at fault. You're the one that the penalty is going to be called on. It's like trying to argue balls and strikes in baseball. You already lose. You're done. I feel like the charge is fitting, not because of any intent to kill, because it's a manslaughter charge. To quote Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, anybody accidentally kills anybody in a fight, they go to jail. It's called manslaughter.
Right.
DUI manslaughter. I got in the car drunk. I didn't mean to kill anybody, but I ended up doing it because of the choice that I made.
Right.
So I feel like it's fitting. A lot of people want to defend this other guy, and I'm sitting here going, no. Punishment fits the crime here, dude.
Well,
It's not murder, it's manslaughter.
okay, let me ask you this, just a hypothetical. Let's just say football. Running backs, running the ball, corner comes in, let's just say helmet to helmet, right? It's an obviously helmet to helmet. Somehow it hit him the right way, he's dead. Should that defensive player get hit with a manslaughter charge?
That might be a more difficult case to try and, because now we're in this era of concussion protocol, and helmet to helmet is automatic, you're done.
Right.
So, with that being involved, I'm sure they would launch an investigation. Whether or not a manslaughter charge would stick, I don't really know. I can't really be the determining factor to that situation. But with this one, dude, if you watch it, anybody that's sitting there saying,
I did see it.
Right, he was off balance. Oh,
No.
dear. Even if he was off
No.
balance, no one kicks their foot that high
I'm not
in hockey. You don't do it.
I'm not a hockey, I don't watch much hockey, and because I saw the clip on my favorite radio show, Bubba the Love Sponge, because they broke it down. And
Crime by crime.
it's obvious. I wouldn't say it was intentional, but it obviously wasn't.
The attack, the maiming was intentional. I'm out here to hurt this guy. He didn't want to kill him. I can believe that.
I mean, was he? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe what he? I would like to see his thinking. Like, I mean, he's not going to admit it, but I'd like to see was he trying to see, like, if his skate with his arm or his chest or something.
The chest.
I don't
He
really
probably
know.
was trying to aim for the chest and knock him back because it's padded.
Yeah.
And yeah, that now we're going to have a whole fight. Probably both benches are going to come out onto the ice. It's going to be a whole thing.
It does suck. Here's kind of not my fear, but my thinking of it could open Pandora's box to, now granted, he should go to jail. Like, I mean, he did kill somebody,
right.
but now are we going to open this in other contact sports where if someone gets seriously injured, are we going to sue? Are we going to,
That's an interesting angle
Are
because
we
now I'm
gonna
thinking
hit-
NASCAR. If somebody does a pit maneuver on someone and they smash someone else into the wall
right?
to get by, and that person ends up like Dale Earnhardt,
Right.
breaks their neck and dies. Now what?
Right.
Is that vehicular manslaughter in NASCAR? I
It's
don't
kind
know.
of it's kind of like opening Pandora's box. Let's just say NBA. You LeBron fucking trips James Harden and James Harden fucking smashes his face on the floor and dies.
Yeah,
Is LeBron going to jail?
you're right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Anybody accidentally kills? Sorry.
well, right, but it's like, what was the famous?
Get a good lawyer.
Remember years ago, Mike Tomlin tripped a guy. It was a punt return or a kick return.
Okay.
And he tripped a guy.
Oh, on the sideline.
On the
yeah,
sideline.
I vaguely remember
What
that.
if the guy just fucking, and again,
his temple.
it's hypothetical, but he landed, fucking died. I don't know, whatever. Are we charging Mike? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like it's a trip.
Yeah,
You're not.
I guess so.
But
Because that's kind of intentional.
But again, it's one of those things where it's like people trip all the time. They don't die. for a 1 in a million chance. I'm just saying.
They're also not
using it-
out there with fucking knives on their feet. I'll say that.
Right.
Like, okay, sure, there are studded cleats and things like that. The helmet to helmet's that's a good one.
Right. I'm just
Or
saying.
the pit maneuver in NASCAR, that's a good one.
Or paralyzes a player for life. Are we going to now sue that personal player?
Stuff like that has happened in hockey too.
Right. I'm like on that weird thing where, granted, he should get punished for that because, especially you know as a hockey player how deadly and sharp your blades are, and that's why, like in hockey, they'll let you fight until it hits the ground. Then
Right.
the refs jump
That's
in.
enough.
But again, it's like then you're going to look at other sports, and any single incident, we're going to look to, put someone in jail, because of a freak accident. Are we gonna sue somebody for personal injury? Not so much you know what I mean? Like you're just opening it up.
Right. There were a couple of issues with baseball, both surrounding birds that I can remember. The famous Randy Johnson fastball that just vaporized a bird. A seagull was just flying across and just disappeared.
Right.
PETA was all up his ass. I don't know if anybody was like trying. They wanted stuff to happen to him. But there was a time when Dave Winfield was playing for the Yankees, and they were in Toronto playing against the Blue Jays, and it was like a foul ball. And there was a seagull sitting in fucking seagulls in baseball games. Seagulls sitting in foul territory, and it plunked the seagull and killed it.
Yeah.
They actually held him. They detained him for a while because of certain animal rights laws in Canada, for instance. Even though it's a stone's throw away, New York and Ontario,
Right.
it was a different set of laws. So like I said, Nottingham and Sheffield makes me think that this is in the UK, for instance. So I apologize. I didn't do that research before, but that's a great point that you bring up that now seems to be a precedent now. And it's all over the place. So if a situation in another sport, and I definitely could see it happening in football with helmet to helmet that you brought up.
Because it's not.
Do we bring this discussion back now?
Because you're not intentionally, because you could be not intentional helmet to helmet. It's
Right.
not. It's not back in the early 2000s where that was a thing.
They tell you to get low.
Right. So, and let's just use the baseball analogy real quick. Let's just say instead of the bird, it hit the guy right in the face. He died. Should that pitcher now go to jail?
Depends.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Did that guy hit a home run off of him last time? Then I'm going to be like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's that line where it's in a sport. It's not so much that they were just practice or they were just playing with the boys and that happened.
That's why details matter.
Right.
To me, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least that.
Well, I wanted to end on a nice little Florida man story because I know you like Florida man stories.
I love Florida man.
And this one might hit close to home to you, but when I heard the story, I'm like, this seems kind of ridiculous. So Florida man Thomas, 86-year-old, died after his son ran him over 7 times with a pickup truck and fled the scene.
That's intentional.
Well, hold on.
What?
So the son is 61 years old.
Okay.
They were at a bar drinking. Okay? The son gets in the truck. Okay? And I guess he's waiting for his dad, whatever. Okay? So I guess he's like going in reverse to try to look for his dad. He's in the truck. He's drunk too.
Right.
Everyone's drunk. Okay?
It's a good start.
He hit his dad. Okay, because I guess there's footage of it.
Mm-hmm.
He hit his dad, okay, and then pulls forward, does that motion 7 times, and then the dad dies at the hospital.
Mm.
And then he just took off. He allegedly didn't know that he hit anything. He claims that he was going back and forth because he was looking through his dad. And then trying to find his dad through the windows, the doors, whatever. And then just assumed, okay, maybe his dad's staying, whatever, I'm going home. And that's why he fled the scene.
I moved back and forth, but then again, he was hammered, so what
I don't know
possibly could have been going through his head?
I don't know how drunk you could be.
To not notice? You'd
But
be surprised, some people.
Yeah, okay, hold on, because then I remember that story of here in Florida, the newlyweds that just got married that were on the golf cart,
Yeah.
and that fucking teenage girl, because they were in the back, and she hit them, killed the wife, and the husband was in critical. They just got married that day, and then the video footage showed she was.
Just bar hopping.
Well, no, she didn't know that
Right?
she hit. No, the video footage showed that she was at the hospital to get checked out, whatever, and she was asking the officer, can I go home, go to school, whatever. He goes, "You're not going to school. You just killed.
Oh, yes,
you just
I've
killed
seen
somebody."
that video.
And she
Yeah.
goes, What do you mean?"
Right, had no clue.
Right.
Yeah.
So that just answered my own question, where I'm like, how do you not know you just hit something? But again,
You're off the meter at that
hey,
point.
maybe if he was on weed, he wouldn't be running people over.
Hey.
I'm just saying. But yeah, it was a big Ram 1500 truck. Again, so first of all, I think it's crazy. The dad was 86 and the son's 61. I mean that's a pair right there. Hey son, let's go to the fucking bar and get. But still,
21
it's
years
like,
apart. I mean, had them young.
yeah,
Shit
still,
happens.
but it's like, damn, man. And so he's getting 30 years.
Oh, you're going to die in jail, and you get to live all those years knowing that you killed your dad.
Well, I think he's gonna try to get manslaughter because it was intentional. So he'll get like 4, and like whatever. I
It's
don't know.
unintentional. But that's
I
still
mean,
manslaughter.
but again, there could be something deeper. I got it from the New York Post, and I don't know if.
They embellished it a little bit.
Well, he could be lying. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he wanted to kill his dad. Maybe his
knows?
dad's got fucking money, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just say I was drunk, whatever." And then he's admitting a DUI, and I mean, it's just typical Florida shit. You know what I mean? Just
not thought through, just a fucking half-bagged plan.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just whatever. And everyone's got fucking video footage too. It's just like, I mean, come on,
You can't really do anything nowadays without being caught on camera in some way. Very few places. Church might be one of them, but I've heard even now there's a lot of CCTV cameras even in churches because things go down. Yeah, the way things are.
Especially nowadays.
I know we do
It's
say
not so
that.
much it's not so much cameras stop the crime, but I guess it helps
determine the whole story. Yeah, because they're telling a story. Eyewitnesses are telling a story. If it's a horrific experience, what people can remember is usually in pieces, because we don't do it intentionally. Some of us can stick with it and just totally recollect everything for a statement, but some people they repress that and it doesn't come out until like a similar loud noises start to freak people out. PTSD, for instance. Some people harbor that, but then when they're trying to tell a story, they're saying, I saw them over here and they were doing this, when really the footage shows them over there. It happens so fast, you don't really remember it, and you're in a panic. So the details, the important stuff, right?
Right.
They go by the wayside for some people. Not on purpose, but just in a panic and in a rush.
I don't know. I mean, to me, really, they're going back and forth several times because you're
right. Why move the car if you're going to look around? Get out and have a look around. Ask people in the bar, see if he's in the John.
Right. Like I don't know if drunk makes you just. I don't want to leave the car, but I'm going to keep going back and forth. Oh, maybe. Like I don't know. Like I don't know.
That is peculiar.
It just is.
Yeah.
Okay, once or twice, 7 times. I mean. I don't know. I mean, I know you do stupid shit when you're drunk, but...
And then you just give up and don't even care how he gets home?
I guess he's not coming out. Well, oh well.
Right, fuck it.
That
makes no sense, yeah. Something's up there.
Man, this parking lot's got a lot of speed bumps. I'm going to have to talk to fucking Rick, the owner, and tell him to get rid of these speed bumps. Shit. I mean, and these speed bumps sound like someone's fucking screaming. It's, man, technology these days.
Well, with Thanksgiving coming up, I am thankful that we're not dealing with any of those situations personally. We're not getting too riled up over the nonsense, even though it's still in our faces. It's a clown world, so you might as well just enjoy it, have a laugh. I mean, shit, look at South Park. They do it constantly. Just take the ridiculousness and poke fun at it.
Yeah, but be a little bit prepared, be aware, but stay focused on your own shit.
Agreed.
You just have to. Stay focused. Never give up.